Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for another episode of hashtag Career Conversations. Sergeant Williams, today I'm here with Senior Airman Laritzen. She's coming to us live from Joint Base Elmendorf, Richardson in Alaska. So she's going to talk to us about a few things today. I'm just going to ask her some questions about her experiences in the Air Force. So if you would, Airman Laritzen, just give us a little brief background, your personal background.
Sure. Yeah. So I kind of joined the Air Force a little bit later in life. I'm 31 years old. I joined already being married. I joined already with having 2 kids, a little bit of college experience. Initially, I went through college in the community college aspect, and I did volleyball and just wanted to explore my options first. I'd always known that I wanted to join the military. But I had a good opportunity, so I took advantage of that, which I don't regret by any means. But when I was like, okay, I'm done with this chapter in my life and I want to start in the Air Force, I had a few too many tattoos at the time. So I said, it's okay. It's fine. I can be a spouse and still be a part of the military in that aspect, and it's not going to be a problem. And then one day, the Air Force changed its regs, as they do often now, and went to the recruiter that weekend, and then I was gone to basic 2 weeks later.
Awesome. Okay. So what kind of benefits actually attracted you to the Air Force in the first place? What was your main reason? If you could just sum it up in a couple sentences, why did you join the Air Force?
So family, number one, is huge for me. I come from a very large and broad family. I was adopted at a young age, so I have very many different avenues of military coming from them, coming from my biological side. And then also too, I'm a very huge advocate for education and bettering yourself in any way that you can. And obviously the Air Force does that point blank period for you. So just having that opportunity, I couldn't have picked a better branch. So
awesome. Cool. Okay, so give us an overview of your job. What job do you do in the Air Force, and what's a day like for you?
So I am vehicle maintenance by trade, but there is a specific shred out that I am, which is a fire truck and refueling mechanic. That being said, it can be a little daunting seeing this massive red fire truck that holds a lot of water and having to fix things, and it can be scary. But basically all it is just maintaining those vehicles, and if there is any major repair that those need to be done, ensuring that their inspections, because there's a lot of things, firefighters have to have certain codes and stuff, ensuring that those are up to par and that these trucks operate the way that they need to.
Right. Cool. Okay, so one of the questions that I actually get fairly often as a recruiter, especially from my female applicants, is
Sure.
What is it like to be a woman in the Air Force? And then more specifically, in a male-dominated career field, maybe police and in some of our maintainer jobs, whether it's on aircraft or vehicles or whatever. So what's your take on that?
Well, being a female in the military in general is, first of all, it's an honor. Knowing that just several decades ago, we didn't even have the right to vote. So knowing now that this is where we're at in the world, being able to wear this uniform and stand alongside my husband and my other brothers and sisters in arms, it's truly an honor. Is it a struggle? For sure. There are definitely times and days where I'm like, dang, it would be a lot easier if I was a guy right now. But and that only makes you stronger, though. 100%. I wouldn't change it for the world. Being in a male-dominated career field, that is another ballpark. 100%. I will say that it is trying, and you will be subjected to criticism 24/7, and you are automatically put to a higher level. So you have to work just as hard, if not harder than them, in order to prove yourself, because you are a female. And there are strides being made for women's equality across the board, and by no means am I trying to deter a female from joining or even going after a male-dominated career field girl, go get it. Like, do you. But at the end of the day, just know that it will be hard, but you will be able to do it no matter what.
Awesome. And one thing I'd like to add to that is, so in the Air Force, we now have the first ever female Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, Chief Master Sergeant Joanne Bass. And that's one of the things that she's going after too, is making sure that, it's a level playing field for all airmen and it's equitable across the board, and that everybody's treated with dignity and respect. And so that's something that is being worked at the highest levels of leadership in the Air Force as well. So with that being said, what are some of your accomplishments? You've been in for how long now?
It'll actually be 3 years on Saturday for me.
Perfect. So what have you accomplished in 3 years?
So in 3 years, I made BTZ.
What's BTZ?
Below the zone. So it means that I got to put on senior airman stripes E4 6 months early. That being said, that put me in a time and a window for me to test for staff sergeant a lot earlier, which I did make on the first time. So that was awesome. I won't put on for a little while, but that is okay. So I have that select stripe coming my way. So that's just career wise for me. I was able to experience some very cool things. Last summer here in Alaska, there was a really terrible wildfire. Destroyed hundreds of thousands of acres, and our team deployed 4 trucks and they needed a mechanic. So I was the female mechanic that went out and took care of those vehicles, and had a lot of state vehicles that I had to take care of too. So that was a pretty monumentous experience that not a lot of people have, that I'm very grateful for.
Cool. And I understand you just completed your bachelor's degree too, right?
I did just finish my bachelor's, yes. I went to ALS. For those who don't know what ALS is, it's Airman Leadership School. Sometimes you can go before making staff, but a lot of the times it's a monumentous experience that you'll have going from the airman tier to the NCO tier. And you learn a lot about leadership and taking care of people and teamwork and just that aspects of becoming the leader. And within that, there are awards, and I did win the Levito Leadership Award. So that was very exciting for me.
Awesome. So just to add to that, for those that don't know, the Levito Award is only awarded to one person, and it's the highest award that you can get at the professional military education, or in her case, Airman Leadership School that she went to. So it takes a high caliber person to win that. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So anyways, just to wrap it up, do you have any advice for anybody that's on the fence, or anybody that's one of our future airmen in the delayed entry program?
If you're on the fence, I would say do as much research as you can, talk to as many people as you can, and go with your gut. There's nothing to fear, nothing to worry about. And worst case scenario, you're going to say that you had an amazing experience and that you learned that, hey, either the military is or is not my life, and that's okay. Either way.
Do you have any personal regrets?
Absolutely not. No, I regret that I maybe got one too many tattoos and I'm a little late on the ball, but that's okay. I'm in now.
Cool. Well, thanks for talking to us today. Remember, #career conversations. This is Senior Airman LaMonica Ritson. I'm Sergeant Williams. We're out.